Not sure you can see that or not. It says Kingston Point Park, 1897-1992. Big old iron gates here down at Kingston Point Park in Kingston, New York. The site of the old Milepost 0 of the Ulster and Delaware Railroad Catskill Mountain branch. Milepost 0 was down here at the Hudson River at Kingston Point, and this property we're about to walk onto here was the actual site of an amusement park, Kingston Point Park, here at Lost Rail Beds this beautiful December day. And we, not too far in here, we've already found some lost rails belonging to a lost rail bed. This is part of the trolley line. We'll walk it here, and hopefully you'll cut through the sun glare. And here we go again. Let's pick it right up here. This went over to the pavilion, which they have a mocked up brand new version of. Let's go check it out. We're walking right on the line. We'll get right back to you. Hopefully you can see the Hudson there in the background. I get you some better shots without the sun in your eyes. Well, continuing along the old trolley line, we were back there. We walked here on the bed, former bed, and we've come up to this pavilion. Got a nice little park here, and of course they built it in the style of a mock pseudo railroad station. Nice little picnic tables here. So this would have been the trolley depot, if you will call it that, here at Kingston Point Park. Kingston Point Park had a lagoon, a man-made inner waterway off of the Hudson, and the strip of land that separated the lagoon from the Hudson River is indeed the rail line. So they've got a little gazebo here, and the Rotary of Kingston takes care of it. Let's go see what else we can find here at Kingston Point Park, Milepost 0 of the Ulster and Delaware, Kingston, New York. All right, we walked a little down further towards the Hudson River here, Kingston Point Park, and we see a big expanse of lawn here. Well, this big expanse of lawn once housed buildings, pavilions, carnival rides, amusement park rides. They had a merry-go-round. They had, I believe, small little goat or donkey pulled carts that would take the children through the park. They've added some picnic tables. It's a nice little place to come down here and have a quick little break from reality, get away from the world. And there's another little gazebo there up on a rock ledge, and you can barbecue your soubrette hot dogs all day long. Here's the lagoon, complete with a little island in the middle and everything. I'm hoping that sun glare is not too bad for y'all. It's pretty bad for me, but yep, this is the lagoon. They had small boats that you could either rent one and take it out yourself with your sweetie, or I'm sure they had the 1800s version of Uber boat driver take you out for a ride if you were so inclined. Let's go see what's up here. I do believe the remnants, the relics, the remains of a certain ride is still here. Let's go see. Quite a nice little secluded lagoon. Of course, it's all grown up now, but there are several islands out there, and must have been quite a place. Kingston Point Park. Let's go down this bank here and get to the water's edge. Of course, there's bricks all over the place here, and Here's a battery. That one says Bessemer, Youngstown, Ohio. Yeah, batteries in the water are always good. Let's see what this one says. There we go. Yep. Bessemer, Bessemer, Youngstown, Ohio, block. Well, there you go. And they're all through here. There's another one out in the water. This is a lagoon. You can walk down to it. There's some lovebirds out there, duckies. Yeah. It's quite the Gilligan's Island lagoon. Nice. Now, whenever I'm out metal detecting, I look for oyster shells. That means they had picnics. And where there were picnics, there were coin drops. All right, here we go. A whole bunch of old Bessemer Youngstown Block Company bricks and blocks laid out here in the grass. And this was the sidewalk and the culvert that drained the water that came down here to, I'm going to try to recapture this here. This is a circular stone wall. And this circular stone wall right here, this is the circular stone wall that encompassed, as we go around, the merry-go-round was right here. This was the merry-go-round here at the Kingston Point Park in Ulster County, across from Dutchess County. Yeah, this right here are some more remnants. If you look real close, you can see it. It goes right on around the old merry-go-round. Now, I've found them in the past, and here's a good example of one here at Kingston Point. It's an old base of a telegraph pole that was here. They did electrify. Kingston Point Park was electrified, and this was cut off flat right there when they dismantled it. But that's the old electric telegraph pole that was here right next to the merry-go-round. We found a nice little rock ledge way up on a bluff above the lagoon, and this certainly was here. There's Dead Man's Peak. Imagine all the kids that climbed on these rock ledges here with their parents screaming at them, "Little Johnny, get off that rock ledge. You're gonna fall and break your neck." Yep. History. More oyster shells. Sign of a picnic. Here's a quick example of what I was talking about. They have the sidewalks were lined with brick. The aforementioned Bessemer Youngstown, Ohio Block Company brick. They're big oversized brick. And they had little culverts that would actually divert the water down into the lagoon, the rainwater. This is quite the place. Here's a little junction here. Here's a little junction. Goes down that way and down. Yeah. So they thought about everything here. Let's go up. Oh. So today, 2022, they've adapted this place rather fittingly for the frisbee golf that has kind of become all the rage these days. Yeah, this was quite a place. I highly recommend, if you're within driving or walking range of Kingston, New York, come on down and check out Kingston Point Park. Let's go see that pavilion up there. Well, this was the vantage point here at Kingston Point Park, and as fate would have it, there's a giant, I guess we call them banana boats, big tanker, Georgios P. I can't quite see the flag it's flying, but Maybe you guys can see it out there. Northbound in the Hudson, he's clearly empty. He's sitting real high in the water. And gosh, that thing's got to be probably 700 feet long, 500 feet long, I don't know. But he comes right here up the channel right next to Kingston Point. Yeah, too bad I wasn't out there on the water to catch that. Anyway, this is the pavilion that they've built here, and this clearly was the high vantage point back in the day. Here's some more brick channelways, sluiceways, what have you. Let's go down this path here. I'm here on a Tuesday morning in December. Oh, here's a little lover's bench. And we can sneak down that way, I suppose. Or we can go out this way. Let's go out this way. I'm kind of taking you guys vicariously through me, through Kingston Point Park. I'm doing a quick run through because I have very limited time today. I have dance lessons at 10. I'm learning the cha-cha in a Western swing style. Oh, we're right back here again. Yeah, let's go down to the waterfront now that I missed the big ship. Down here on the waterfront, not quite sure you can see that or it does it justice, but it's a piece of driftwood, a little short 6-foot piece, and it's chiseled right off to quite a point. Not sure if Beaver did that or Mother Nature, but we're right here on the waterfront. Let's go out on the causeway and we'll go out to the tracks. This gives you a broad view here. We're on the causeway now, and there's a little footbridge we can walk across. We are on the footbridge. This little inlet here, that's the Hudson out there, running south, running north, and this little inlet would have been where the ships would have come in and docked right in here. Some of the smaller ships, and you can see the current is pretty swift. Don't drop the GoPro, Russ. The current is pretty swift that feeds this lagoon, and now you're getting a better view of the narrow strip of land that separates the Hudson River from the lagoon here at Kingston Point Park. It is quite stunning. Let's go out on the tracks. Okay, we're at the mouth of the inlet here. That's the Hudson out there. This is the inlet. That would have been a little separator dock right there, in and out kind of a thing. This point of rocks right here, as I spin around without getting you dizzy and me falling, is actually the tip, if you will, the very, very tip of Kingston Point. I'm now walking south towards the tracks. Now, these folks would have come up from New York City and points south. I'm actually pointing towards New York City now, on the dayliner ships, by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And they would get away for the day, for the weekend, for a week, for the summer, and come up here into the Catskill Mountains. And this, my friends, is Milepost 0 right here. This is the bumper that stops the trolley from running amok from the Trolley Museum current day. It's a great museum. I suggest coming down and checking that out. There's your www Google machine information and your phone number. This is Milepost 0 right here, and they have a cute little platform station here to disembark and then re-embark. Re-embark? Get back on. That's a better way to put it. And here we are on the rocks of the Hudson River. Now that is Dutchess County on the other side. I will try to shade the sun That's Rhinecliff over there. I can't go much further south because the sun is brutal right now. The mighty Hudson River plies between, on the southern tip, of course, New York City, New York Harbor, and it originates up in the Adirondack Mountains as a tiny, tiny little freshwater trickle of a stream. Like Lackawanna. 1926. Can you see that? 1926. Lackawanna, Ohio. Very, very popular iron rail corporation that made the rails for so many lines in this country. Dudley, Lackawanna, 1924, that piece is from. There's another 26. I know I'm going quick, you guys can't see it. 1924, 1924, 1924. Yeah, and here, whoops, if they come this way, they're out of luck. But we'll walk down to the switch and show you that it's permanently in a closed, hello frog, in a permanently closed position here for safety reasons, for obvious reasons. Yeah, trolley can only go this way. But here's where the slide bars are, where the switch ties, of course, they extended way out switch ties, and the switch would have directed them to one side of the platform switch or the other. And here is the lagoon on the west side of the Hudson River, and let's go on down, see what we can find. We'll go down a little ways. I'll try to get close enough to show you the lighthouse, Kingston Point. Made it down a little ways further. Sun is not so brutal here. That's the Kingston Point 0 mile 0, and we're heading south down the line. This is the Ulster and Delaware Railroad corridor down here at Kingston Point. I wonder how many times I've actually said Kingston Point so far. Well, you guys get the point. Haha. Haha. Yeah, the trolley runs here in the warm months. Not sure when they start. I would imagine March, I'm guessing. And I would imagine they run through and into September, possibly early October. It could be weather permitting. It could be seasonally adaptable. Who knows? Climate change, global warming. Maybe they'll run year-round someday. Who knows? But this gives you a great view. In the background there is East Kingston. On my right there is the lagoon of the Kingston Point Amusement Park. And of course on my left is the mighty Hudson River. You can see Rhinecliff over there now. Actually, that's Milepost 0 for the Rhinebeck in Connecticut, which I featured in episodes 1 through, I believe, 6 on Lost Railbeds. Yeah, Rhinecliff right there. There's the Kingston Lighthouse. They do give tours, again, in the warm months. You don't want to come out here now in the winter time. Well, I do, but maybe you don't. This is gorgeous. I'm going to turn you off and walk a little further. Hope my car didn't get stolen by the crackheads yet. I think I locked it. I guess we'll find out. We're still walking inland, and I didn't have to walk too far, and we come upon another switch here. Looky, it was double tracked here. There it is. Again, permanently torched off and permanently closed. But look, here it is. Yeah, buddy. There's the switch arm. There's the two long switch ties that go out. And I'm glad it's still here. Surprised nobody's stolen it for scrap metal yet. Too heavy to carry. Crackheads don't like to carry heavy things. Yeah, man. Here's some extra ties. Creosote. Shh, don't tell anybody. Here's the frog. Ribbit. Ribbit. Yeah. See that? And here we go to the double trackage. And it looks like it continues. That goes all the way back inland toward East Kingston and back to the Trolley Museum, which was the hustling, bustling yard of the Ulster and Delaware Railroad in Lower Kingston, East Kingston actually. The Rondout yard, as it were. And yeah, this is it. The lagoon. I'm out of breath. I'm gonna walk back and see if my car got stolen. You know him, Sam the Silver Car. Oh, it'll be a sad day when Sam gets stolen, won't it? We'll all cry. Yeah, I know I will. Just a quick example showing you the rock breakwater stone wall here. There's the drill marks. These stones may have very well come from the quarries up in the Catskill Mountains that the trains themselves would have brought down here to Rondout, made this breakwater. I wonder how many times this has been reinforced over the years, or if these are all just 100% original. Huh. Amazing how old Mother Nature keeps things going. These roots were all but washed out, and this old tree, these old trees, still keep growing. Well, almost. More shells. Huh. The wandering vagrants of long ago had a picnic here. And they ate clams and oysters. Ooh, look at that beauty right there. Yeah, that's almost perfectly symmetrical. Got drill marks on it and everything. And look at this one. There's another one. And look at this. The roots in the concrete. Here we have roots, brick, concrete, and slag. Slag. That's a historical tree root right there. What do you think? See, it takes a crazy mind to find stuff like that. Oh, I just got wet down here on the water's edge of the Hudson. Oh, now I'm soaked. I can feel it. Oh, look at this one. There's a nice one right there. Oh, and guess what we're gonna get? Big old ship coming yonder. Let's see if I can get out there and catch it on this tree. Ah, yeah. RTC number 80. Can ya see it? We're literally sitting in the Hudson River here. There's where I just came from. I'm out over the water on this partially submerged tree. Yeah, we got some activity here this morning. Hudson River southbound, RTC 80. Looks like he's got piping and booms, so I'm gonna guess that's a petroleum barge. I worked in the petroleum relocation industry for 34 of my 42 years of trucking. I hauled tankers. Yeah, he's heading back from Albany. See, now the Hudson, you can only take big ships like that up to Albany. Actually, Troy Troy Dam. You can't hop up and over the dam with ships like that. You can't even do it with kayaks. But from Troy north, it's a river, and it's quite a bustling activity there in the Albany, Rensselaer, Troy docks and shipping lanes. Well, enough of him. We'll say goodbye. Drive safe. Don't drink and pilot. So you see that old anchor there into the tree root, and the cable wraps on around this picnic table here. So number one, the crackheads can't steal it and walk off with it. Number two, during high tides and floods, it doesn't wash out and get lost forever. Drift on down. Bye bye. We're walking back towards the point, and I did find some old pop-top cans, probably go back into the 60s. Old, but not that old. My foot is soaking wet. It's very uncomfortable. It's very cold, but I will live. Hey, bird. Switch is broke. Here's some great examples of iron slag left over. Somebody found them and put them on the rock for me. We're back here, almost back to the point again, and I wanted to show you these big old iron piers that are out here in the river, and this guy that sticks out into the river. Big virgin iron spikes. This was, my friends, the ship pier. There's another one in the bank. This was the dock. The boats would dock right here, the Hudson River Dayliner, and they would throw off their passengers for a day, a weekend, or a summer full of fun and excitement in the Catskill Mountains. What a gorgeous day. Wish you were here with me. Oh wait, you probably are, but you're on your comfy chair. So as I sit here at milepost 0 on the Ulster in Delaware, I'll spin you around. We're looking south. There's the lagoon, there's the current, and here are the bumpers. Can't go no further. The steel rails just don't go any further. Well, we're here at milepost 0 in Kingston Point Park, Ulster and Delaware Railroad, Catskill Mountain Division in Ulster County, Kingston, New York. I'm going to now flip to my book reading status and do some research and come up with some really cool pictures of what this place used to look like. Maybe we'll find some pictures of the rides. How's that? Probably hard to tell, but I figured I'd shoot it anyway. These are lilacs, and this is clearly, these are cultivars. These are planted. These are remnants from way back when. This is a mother lode lilac shrub right here. These are all leftover remnants from the days of Kingston Point Park. Would have been a beautiful fragrant spot right here. Cool. You gotta know what to look for, guys. Just to put you all at rest, Sam's still here. Crackheads 0, Russ 1. Brr. One more little perspective here. That's the Hutton Brickyards down here on the Hudson in East Kingston. The remnants of the old Hutton Brickyards. The Hudson River, the Hudson Valley was so industrious. Brickyards, brick manufacturers up and down the river. Rosemont, Dennings Point, Hutton, so many of them. Way up there, oh looky, here comes another rowboat heading southbound. Must be big ship day here on the Hudson. Way in the background is Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge. Goes from Kingston, obviously, over across the river into Dutchess County into Rhinebeck. I believe that was built around 1957, and they had ferry service before that from Kingston over to Rhinecliff. I spoke a little bit about that in one of my previous episodes. Yeah, that's a big one there. It's about 20 degrees out today, and there's a brisk wind hitting me smack right dab in the face right now. It's probably a wind chill of right around, oh, I don't know, nothing, 0. Yeah, so grab another handful of popcorn, take a swig of your favorite beverage there in your comfy chair, and stay tuned. That's a big one. Yeah. Titanic? No. Just to give you a quick perspective, that way out there on the other side of the river is Rhinecliff. That is the Kingston Rondout Lighthouse right there. This is the Rondout. Bear with me on the sun here. Sorry guys. This is the Rondout Creek, looking inland, looking west. That it's an old hospital ship there that is in dry dock that they're doing something to. That old crane's been there as long as I can remember. This is the Rondout. Rondout Creek empties into the Hudson River right here in Kingston, in the old hamlet of Rondout. This is a Central Hudson substation here. That, of course, is your buddy Sam. And that back there is what used to be Millen's Junkyard. That person just walked across the road here. That is the Ulster and Delaware rail line. Let's go back there and get you a quick shot. Yep, that's the trolley line now. Trolley line, Hudson River behind me, looking inland. This is the Ulster and Delaware rail line here crossing. This is now a walking trail alongside, which proves that you can leave the rails intact and build a trail alongside. Way down there, a little ways in, a couple hundred yards in, you can see a switch, and that is the switch that led to the siding that we discovered earlier in our walk. Hudson River's out that way. Here come some hooligans. Let's get out of the way. Here we have the Ulster and Delaware trackage that goes on into modern day Trolley Museum here in the old Rondout yards. And there are the brick and stone remnants of the old industrial kilns that used to line this whole entire hillside here. Walking along down here in Rondout, the historic section of Kingston on the waterfront. This is the old Cornell Steamboat Company. The building is still in pristine shape. Just an example of the architecture and what used to line this whole entire section of the Rondout district down here. Quick one here for you. I'm almost out of battery. This down here at the Trolley Museum. This is original Ulster and Delaware trackage right here. It goes on out, crosses the strand, goes down into where the Maritime Museum is. We are here at the Trolley Museum. It is all closed up today, this lovely day in December, but they do have a little station stopper right there, and they take you on out to where we just were, Kingston Point, milepost 0. this is a highly recommended stop for all you history buffs, rail buffs, folks out there. There's an old GMC fishbowl bus sticking out there, that green one. Yeah, they got a lot of cool stuff in here. We'll have to come down and do a whole entire video on this. Kingston Trolley Museum. This is the Rondout yards. This is it. Behind us there we can see some stone remnants of the kilns that were back in there. There was roundhouses, there were sidings, multiple sidings. There was an engine house. This area here back at the turn of the century was so full of soot and pollution you'd have to cough every 32 seconds just to clear your lungs. Let's get out of here.